Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Where are we at, my man?
We're in Gainesville, home of the Gators.
The Gators.
Hooyah! They got the tie on, they got the hat on. We're in the Gator country.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself, my man. Run with it.
All right, here we go. It all happened how I ended up on the streets. It was over a divorce, and that was 22 years ago. She did something that blew my mind. I had a blown gasket, and I went outer space, and I ain't never come back. She did something to me that I'll never forgive her for. But I'm not going to go into that.
All right.
But anyway, I ended up on the street, and I love it out here. I've had chances. I'm a vet, honorably discharged veteran. I served in the United States Navy, USS Constellation, CVA-64, USS Enterprise, CVN-65. They're aircraft carriers. I was in the Navy. I wasn't a swabby. I wasn't a squid. I was an Airedale. I was on the flight deck. I was the one that launched them jets off when boys like the Marines, first in, last out, boots on the ground, the Rangers, danger. I want to be an airborne Ranger. Them guys and special teams, SEALs like that. When they went in to do special things in places we wasn't supposed to be, and when they got in trouble and they called in air support, I was, excuse my language, I was the MF that went up there and got them jets in there and go save our boys. I have catapults. Air jet goes from 0 to airborne in 3 seconds.
But now they got you over here in Gainesville.
No, I brought myself here.
All right, that's not as exciting. Being in Gainesville doesn't sound as exciting as all that.
Oh, that was my Navy days.
Yeah.
My regular life out on the street, I can't describe it. I've had too much fun. I want to live in a regular norm environment, like a house, apartment. I can't live in an apartment. I got this phobia about having somebody living above me, beside me, around me, like that. When I live off the streets, I could be out in the country. I'm a country boy from West Texas. When I live in my own dwelling, my next door neighbor's got to be about a mile down the road, and I'm out in the country in a little trailer, a little cabin, got a little pond on the property. Got some crappie and some panfish in there, maybe a catfish or two. That's my lifestyle. I'm an old country boy from West Texas.
I seen you out here. I seen you from the Ross. I gotta meet that man right there.
Hey,
I could see you were having a good time. I was like, I gotta meet that man.
I normally don't wear all this,
yeah.
But it was getting cold, and I was in the hospital over the leg and this and that and this and that shoulder and back, and it kept growing, and I said, well, it's almost Christmas time, let it grow, Next thing you know, I look in the mirror, whoop, there's Santa Claus. And I've been letting it grow, and I was thinking to myself, because I normally just wear a Fu Manchu, and this kind of stuck with me, Everybody saying, hey, Pops, hey, Sandy, hey, Grandpa. So it stuck with me because I started making money. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and I'm not out there begging. I'll make my own some way. I eat out of dumpsters. I have to. I do what I do to survive. I'm a survivalist. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
When you're out here, I've been out here 22 years, and I love it out here. When I first became homeless, man, I was in good shape, man. I was working out of labor halls, registered with every labor hall in town. I could work at this one, get mad at that one, work at that one, get mad at that one, work at that one. And I was always in demand. I worked 8 days a week. Monday through Sunday. Sunday I pulled a double. That's 8 days a week. I walked around pocket full of money at all times, homeless. And a lot of times I normally don't look like I do right now. If you see me a few years back, if I told you I was homeless, you'd say you're a liar.
Yeah.
Because I had clean shaven, just like you, nice clothes, Nikes, everything. But I've been hurt so bad lately. The last 18 months, I've been in the hospital or in detox, in rehabs, more than I've seen the streets, and I don't want to see any of them again more than I want to see my streets. Because I love it out here. I've met more real people like you, like this man right here. He's my brother from a different mother. He's 3 years younger than me. He looks 20 years older than me, but hey, you do what you do. It's what he put his body through, and that's what I put my body through. But when I shave all this off, I might be 66. When I shave all this off, I drop into my 40s. I do. Because I had so much time off in prison and jail. I didn't have all this running and gunning on the street. Because I preserved, I guess, my looks.
How much time have they had you put away for in the past?
The first time was a year and a day on a bicycle. I got a DUI on a bicycle and I wasn't even drunk.
A DUI on a bicycle?
Yes.
That sounds like something that would happen in Bradenton.
No. It's happened in Plymouth Park. No, but it does. You can get a DUI lawnmower, you can get a deal on a horse. You know, because see what it is, if you go out in traffic and you cause an accident and you're drunk, like on a horse or a lawnmower or a bicycle, you're still drunk and on a
An
vehicle.
alpaca,
Yeah,
a
or it don't
camel.
matter. Yeah, or it don't. Yeah, you could be home.
It don't matter if it's
You
an
could be home bungee cord.
it don't matter if it's an alpaca
Yep, it don't matter.
or a llama or an alpaca. If
Especially
it's,
Florida. Florida's got some of the most ass backward laws, but they'll tag you with anything. If they can't tell you something's in the book, they'll make something up and put it in the book.
yeah. Well, they'll make the book say what it want it to.
Exactly.
They'll make that. They'll
I
make that
love
book.
Florida. They got beautiful weather. If it gets any colder, I'm going to move to Florida where it's warm.
It's cold up here. This ain't Florida. This ain't Florida
Yeah,
up here.
North Dakota.
Where I live in Bradenton, Sarasota, I've lived in Naples.
Yeah,
that's
down
Florida.
south, yeah.
This is y'all too close to Alabama. Y'all might even get an accent around here. Y'all might even
I already
get
got an accent.
y'all
I
might
got a
just
southern drawl from Dallas.
yeah.
I'm a West Texas country boy. But I like them Georgia accents. Them girls got that southern twang.
Oh, them girls in Georgia.
Ooh-wee, wearing
Yeah.
them Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, that's something. That's an accent right there, man.
Hey, I tell you what, the best looking women that I've ever seen have all been from Texas and all wearing jeans. That's Hank Williams Jr.
yeah,
seen that.
man.
Yep.
But so basically, out here you enjoy yourself. You make
Hell
the
yeah.
best of it.
Man, I live life. I treat people like I want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I love life. The first time I ever got on my knees and prayed, I became homeless for the second time in my life, and I didn't know what to do. So I slept on church property, and I was on the back porch, and it was around Christmas time. This was like 20 years ago, right after the divorce. I was missing my boys. I got 3 boys. Anywho, I'm crawling around on the back porch. I was tired of just getting up, going to work a day labor, drinking until I drop, and then get up, do it again, get up, do it again. And I started crawling around and asking the Lord, what am I here for? What's my purpose? Please show me a sign. And I'm crawling down I was wearing shorts, my knees are all bloody. I've been crawling down the gravel and the concrete. I'm on the back porch of this church because it was dark. I always hide in the dark. I didn't know where. I heard about people getting jumped in the middle of the night in the dark, getting beat up. I didn't want to get all beat up and stabbed. Try to rob me. What do you rob a homeless person that works out a day labor? What do you get? 35 cents out of my pocket? And a 4-pack of beer? I'll give it to you. Just don't stab me and beat me up. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But anyway, it all said, bing, a joke popped into my head. Out of nowhere, a joke popped into my head. That was his answer. Make people laugh, make people smile. And from that moment on, when I got up the next morning and was working my way to Labor Hall, the very first person I met, I made him laugh. And I've been doing it every friggin' since. I just say something, hey, excuse me, you dropped your pocket. You'll turn around and look for it. Where'd it go? I said, it rolled right over there.
I met a homeless guy in Bradenton who goes up to people and says, "Let me smell your breath."
No.
He does that to people.
No.
In Bradenton, yeah.
I'm surprised he's been
interviewed him.
punched out.
No, he don't. He goes up to people and he's like, "Hey, I'm really hungry. Can I smell your breath?"
Oh, that's sick. That is sick. I mean, I would never. I had a buddy that used to fly a sign when I first started flying a piece of cardboard. I didn't ever know what that meant.
Yeah.
I had a regular job. But the first time I ever seen, why lie? I need a beer. But I met this other guy. But anyway, that was the first person I ever seen the sign. But this guy, Gypsy, he was in St. Pete. Anyway, he told me, I fly these stupid signs. And I'm like, I just fly one sign. It says veteran down. I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
It says, this is my sign. This is the only sign I fly. But he used to write all kinds of on his signs. See, veteran down. Anything helps. Bless you. Another cross line. And then flip it over. And right now, this one just says Merry Christmas. It says hope. And it says bless you right there. I don't like doing it, but I got to do this cardboard.
It's I've done panhandling. It's humiliating.
I'm not panhandling.
Yeah.
This is a credit card. This is flying. Panhandling is walking up to people and you got that gift of gab. See, I ain't got that gift of gab. I can't talk to people. I can't say, hey man, you got 37.5 cents, or you got $1, so I get that burger. When you know you're gonna go right and get a beer. you know, or whatever. He smells on you before you even walk up. You didn't even knock him down. He's almost drunk. You know what I'm saying? But
No, but I did it for my. I've never done it like out of necessity.
Right.
I did it for my YouTube channel.
Right.
As a social experiment.
Right.
It's humiliating.
I know.
It
makes
feels
me
like you feel like
it
crap.
makes me feel about that. That's why I don't say nothing. I've had people when I've had to sit up when I wasn't making no money on the corner, you know, or the median. I sit in front of the store because I'm needing a beer. I start getting the shakes. I can have an alcoholic seizure. I've had some, and I'll put my sign out. I don't say a word. I just sit there and when I look at them, I don't stare at them. You know, my sign talks for me, and I got my VA card. It proves I'm a veteran. It's stuck in the corner right here. My VA ID is medical. I mean, military ID.
So really, if somebody says they're a veteran,
yeah,
they got to have that ID.
Some of them say, "Hey, prove you're a veteran." Anybody can say that.
They got a story. Man, I was in Japan flying whatever the crap, and you're like, hard to believe.
Yeah. What? Hey, you ask somebody, they say they're military. What's your MOS? If they can't answer you, what your MOS is, that's their mode of operating status. In other words, that means what's your job.
Yeah.
And you ask them, you know, military time. What time is 21:35? And if they say, how am I supposed to know? And they got camouflage on. Bap! First thing I do, I slap, or I grab their hat, slap it right up underneath it. I yank that hat off and take the camouflage jacket off and rip it down and start kicking. That's stolen valor. You don't do that. If you are not military, you don't stand out there and say you're military. You don't do that.
I mean, like, I don't know if it makes a difference. Okay, first of all, the type of people, and I'm sorry, if I'm wrong, you can beat me up for this.
I can't beat you up. I bet a 10-year-old little girl beat me up right now. So
all right, well, the type of people that are sympathetic for veterans are not sympathetic for the homeless.
No, there are people that
the people that
been
give
in
you,
the military,
yeah.
or they have family members lost in the military.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
I just feel
I'm
like
gonna show you proof.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you proof.
All right.
I'm gonna show the world proof on this sucker right here.
Me, I help people if I feel like they need it. I don't care what the sign says or.
Hey, I mean,
it's never been.
Sometimes I need help, you
Yeah.
know, but right now, I need help. But you know what? Even if nobody, if they come out and spit on me and throw pennies at me, I'm still gonna make it through. There's my VA card.
Okay. All right.
All right, now look at this. I had a guy give me this. I was in Jacksonville seeing a specialist. That's a coin. On that side, what does it say? That's the American flag. Thank you for your service. On the other side, Desert Storm. He did two tours in Desert Storm. There's a soldier running around. He's got the flag on it, and it says, "Thank you for your service." I was in a race, my wheelchair in a beer box, and I needed a 4-pack of Natty Daddy, and it was the last 4-pack. It was way back in the back on the top shelf. I said, "Hey, brother," he's baking coffee. I said, "If you go in there and give me that 4-pack, I'll buy you a coffee." And I had my money on me. She got my check. And anyway, he said, "I got you." And he went up and made his coffee, and he comes over, and I'm paying for the beer. I said, "I'm buying his coffee." But they had one of them automatic pay things where you set it on it, you know, racetrack, and it automatically scans the barcode. And I said, I'm buying his. He said, "I already got to pay." Then he slammed that coin on the counter.
Yeah.
He said, "If we was in a bar, you'd owe me a beer." I said, "Well, I'll buy you a beer right now because I just bought a 4-pack. Well, let's go outside and drink one." I'm barely able to walk. Hey, you got one little problem with your back? I'm lucky I don't have back problems.
Oh, that's horrible.
I mean, I got neck problems from the top of my neck down to my middle of my shoulder blades.
Yeah.
I have fucking a bad whiplash when I fell out of a work van in prison. The door fell off. I was the third person. I didn't get no money out of that because I didn't have anybody on the outside helping me. And you don't try to start a lawsuit when you're still in prison because they'll put you on the main yard.
Get rid of you.
You'll leave prison, but you'll leave 10 toes up with a tag around. So, because the warden's not going to let you put any bad marker on his prison, his place of fucking business. It's sad to say, but
They'll put you on the wrong yard. Other than that one short.
they put you on the main unit.
Other than that 1 year, how much other times have they had you in there for?
I'm a 3-time loser. I did a year and a day for DUI on a bicycle, which I was not guilty of. But Pinellas Park wanted me out of their county so bad they set me up, and I got a year and a day. But I fought it for 6 months in county, and by the time I finally went to prison, I went to Madison, which is right across the Georgia-Florida line, Valdosta, Madison. and all I did was mow lawns. You know, I was outside because of a non-violent charge. I got to leave the prison every day and see the real world every day, and that was my first time. Second time, I was in Jacksonville, and a man tried to put his. I was off the off ramp, and I made like $70, and I already had like $60. But I was coming toward the weekend, and I had a gal. We were going to get a room for the weekend, right? And you know, I was walking through this pavilion, and there was a tattoo shop, and there was a smoke shop. It was like a little pavilion, and this Harley come pulling up, and I was walking by. I had my backpack on, but I was dressed nice. I had nice Guess jeans, Nike shoes, clean shaven. You couldn't tell I was homeless. If I told you I was homeless, you'd have called me a liar. You know, that's the way I try to look, mainly 90% of the time out here. But sometimes it happens, and I got to let myself go. I can't do what I got to do. But anyway, to make a long story short, this guy Harley pulls up. He's getting ready to go in a tattoo shop, and I'm looking at this bike, and it's beautiful. It had a beautiful paint job on it. I'm looking at it, and I'm mesmerized. I got my backpack, but I got a natty daddy in my hand. But I got it underneath. Smoke shops next door. Indian guys working there. Big 6'6", 5, whatever. Anyway, I said, man, nice bike. And he's getting ready to go in a tattoo shop and get some of his prison work, you know, covered up, you know, or have some detail work done on it. And I'm like, man, that is awesome. I said, did you do that? He said, no, I didn't paint it. I said, man, that's an awesome paint. That was, beautiful, man. I almost crazy jeans. And anyway, that's TMI. Too much information. I'm talking to him, and this Arab, or whatever he was, Indian, I don't know what he was, but he's a foreigner. The ones that own smoke shops and 7-Elevens, all the motels everywhere, them guys. Anyway, he comes up, he said, quit panhandling my customers. I looked at him and I said, panhandling? I'm not panhandling. I was talking to this man about his bike, and he's telling me he's getting ready to go in here in this tattoo shop and get some ink work done, you know, to do a little touch up here, a little touch. I said, we were talking about his tattoo. He was telling me what that one meant, what that. I said, man, you got some good ink, man. You know, because I've been in prison, and I've seen a lot of guys in prison do pick and poke, make it look real good. Instead of making one of the machines out or whatever, and doing a, you know, I've seen pick and poke look better than that. But he was an old school guy like me. And I was complimenting on his bike, and that tall tree come running around the corner and told me, quit panhandling my car. And I said, man, I pulled my money out of my pocket. I said, look at all that money. I had like $8 on me, and I had in my hand, brand new backpack, brand new clothes. I'm clean shaven and everything. I said, man, I ain't panhandling. Evidently, he had problems with people panhandling, and he thought I was one of them. I wasn't. I'd never been there before in my life. And all of a sudden, I had a knife clipped on my side because I can't fight no more, so I carry my protection. He went to reach for me. I pulled my knife out and popped the blade open. I said, man, look, you're twice my size and half my age. Don't come near me. You get my striking zone, I'm going to make you leak like Niagara Falls. And all of a sudden, he runs in the store, and I look at the biker, and I'm thinking he's coming out with a bat. He's going to try to hit me with a bat. So I flip my knife around because I'm a knife thrower. I've been throwing knives for a long time. If he comes out that door with a bat, I'm going to let it fly. I'm going to stick him right in the forehead. He's not going to hit me with a bat. I've been hit with a Louisville Slugger right here and broke my ribs and my sternum. And I don't want to get hit with a bat again. I don't ever want to meet a bat again. But he goes, biker goes, he's on the phone. He's on the phone. He's calling cops. I go down to Checkers. Boop. Guess what? I'm the only one in the parking lot. I go to the window, order my double Buford, some curly fries and a shake. And I'm getting ready to go lay it down at my camp. And here comes the cruiser. Whoop, goes in the parking lot. And I know he's coming for me. So I start playing like I'm dusting my pants off, grabbed a knife and slung it toward the dumpster, hoping it's gonna go underneath the dumpster. You know, the wooden closures, it hit the door and bounced out in the middle of the parking lot. I'm like, oops, not good. The cop steps out and he looks at the knife, looks at me, looks at the knife, walks over, picks it up, brings it back. Does this belong to you? And I don't know what you're talking about. I just dusted my pants. I don't know where it came from. It's way over there. It's not mine. I'm lying. Hoping he's going to believe everywhere. He already seen me. I'm playing like I dust my pants. Grabbed it and I was, boom. This is a true story. I couldn't make this up. He goes, did you just pull shop owner down there at the smoke shop? I said, well, that way? No, I said, I was coming from that way. I just stopped getting me something to eat. I'm going to my camp. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, I'm playing it off. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me. He goes, hop in the cruiser. He didn't put me in gloves. I started jumping in the back. He shut the door, drives me right over the front of a smoke shop, goes in, gets the guy, comes out, is that the one? That's him. That's the one that pulled the knife on me. Guess what? 78 months of my life went right down the drain in prison.
78.
6.5 years of my life went right down the drain for standing my ground.
It's just sometimes, you know.
This is Gainesville, Florida. They got the most bass-accurate laws. Bass-accurate means, if you didn't know that, or they didn't know that.
So let me tell you, sometimes we don't think about the consequences of day-to-day activities out here.
Oh, I learned that in prison when I took classes. You got to learn classes. Think before you speak. It's, you know, that's the only class that out of all the classes I took in prison that made me stop and think before you act about the consequences. You got to think about the consequences. Instead of going there, it's like going ballistic on your boss, you think about what you're getting ready to do, and instead of going there and going ballistic, you go in there, why are you firing me? You know, you calm down. You flip the page from being ballistic to being so nice.
I was going.
My sign ain't going nowhere. This sign right here, I tell you what, it's the only one I fly, and I prove it. I'm a veteran, and I'm down, and anything help. And that's not a lie. I don't write homeless, hungry, need food for my kids, family, need motel money. No, people don't have time to read your life story. That's why on the other side, I just got one word, hope. I had a pastor tell me that one time. He said, I see all these guys carrying these great big pieces of cardboard, like a billboard, got their whole life story on it. He said, we don't have time to read it. He said, you know what you have to do? You put one word on it. I said, what's that? He said, put hope. But the only reason I put Merry Christmas on it, because it's that time of year. But other than that, it wouldn't even say Merry Christmas. It would just be hope.
Or you could fold it in half.
Oh, I always go like it's like an accordion. See, it's legal here, but in Pinellas County, all the guys carrying a big billboard and the cop pulls by and they're flicking the other team. Where are they gonna hide it? I go like this. These idiots. I see a cop, back pocket. I'm walking out in the middle of a median. I look like I'm getting ready to cross the street.
That's a good tip right there. That's a good tip, right?
They leave. I pop it back out. Apply my cardboard credit card. That's what I call it. My cardboard credit card.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't like doing it because it makes me feel that tall, because I've always worked my whole life. I'm 66 and beat up. Right now, I will go out and dig a ditch if I had to. I mean, if somebody give me a job, I get in there and give it 110%. I'm a Texas redneck, man, I'm used to work. I love working. When I sit
No, they work in Texas. There's one thing about Texas, they work.
And I've been in the Navy. I've worked all around the world. You know, what I'm saying is I love work because it keeps the idle mind busy. An idle mind is a devil playground. Because you sit around stupid, you're sitting there with nothing to do with your thumb. You're thinking about something stupid to do, like, go over there and see what's in that car right there. You know, that's stupid. You know, because then you end up in the Crossbar Hotel, and half of them do it on purpose just so they can have a place to stay.
I feel like some of these guys go back to jail because they miss their husband or something.
Whatever. Yeah, there's so many different. When I first
I had a friend. I used to tell him that. Yeah. I used to tell my friend, he'd get out. As soon as he get out, he was itching to go back. I said, man, you missed your husband already?
That's sick. That is sick. I tell you what.
But it's to the point.
Yeah, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
No. But I had a friend, every time he got out, he was itching to get back. I'm like, man, you got a husband in there, you mistress? Why are you trying to break the law? You just got out. Just got out, man.
Yeah. Well, he's doing 90. I only got 30, so I got 60 more to be with him.
Because some people just in a rush to get in trouble.
I was stupid.
Yeah. My man, it's been great to meet you.
Hey.
You are definitely an entertainer. I have questions that I ask everybody, so I'm going to run through a few questions.
Okay.
What makes you happy every single day?
Just to see people smile when I talk to them, and I make them smile. They could be having a bad day, look like it took a bite of a sandwich, and I make them, you know, I say something to them, and they go, and they smile. That makes me feel good right here.
All right.
It touched my heart. That's what God, when I told you, when I was on my knees, when I said, I wanted to know what my purpose was, and when I was walking away, I said, there's no God there, and bing, a joke popped in my head, so I walked back out there, and I looked up, I said, so I'm supposed to be a joker? And from that moment on, the very next day, the very first person I met, I made him laugh.
Yeah, there's people that make millions as chameleons.
Chameleons.
That's a chameleon now.
Comedians can be chameleons.
Yeah. The other question I ask a lot of people, in the time you've been out here, what's the most somebody's ever given you as far as like just as a gift or something that they've done for you that's meant the most to you in the time you've been out here?
I was coming up the street. I went into Taco Bell. My shirt was so dirty. I had money. I flew my sign up there by the Shell station. And I was going into Taco Bell. This is something that really touched my heart. And I was going to go in Taco Bell and get me a couple tacos, just and save the rest of my money for. And I was getting ready to go in the door, and this guy was walking out, and I had put my blanket over my shoulders. I had my shirt on because it was so filthy and tore up. I couldn't go in there looking like that. So I tried to make it look like a poncho. I cut a hole in the slit, and I made it look like a poncho. And as I was going in, he was coming out. He said, "You can't go in there like that. They're not going to serve you. It's like no shirt, no shoes, no service. One of them things." He goes, I go, "Well, I got to get something to eat. I'm hungry." He had a burrito. He said, "Here, hold this." He said, "Where's your shirt?" I told him, somebody stole my backpack on my clothes. I said, "It's all I got." He said, "What size you wear?" He's asking me what size I wear, what size shirt, what size pants. I said, "Well, this and that." He said, "I'm getting ready to go to Walmart. Where are you going to be in 30 minutes? I said, "You going to buy me a t-shirt?" He said, "Oh, I already got one." He got one in his trunk, got the t-shirt and brought it to me. I put it on. He said, "I'm going to Walmart. What size you wear?" He wanted every size, shirt, socks, shoes, everything. I gave him everything. And I didn't think he was going to come back. And I went in, he gave me his burrito, and back before they tore the patio down and the bench down there, that's when it was a few months back, almost a year ago. He went to Walmart with his wife, got me pants, shirts, boxes, socks, new tennis shoes, new backpack. He spent $300 on me. It come back, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, where am I supposed to put all this stuff? I had a little backpack. He said, "I got your new backpack." That was a big one. I started ripping tags off, and we said, and we cried together, and he held my hand, and we prayed together. That's one of the most touching things.
I see it.
Who meets somebody who don't know him and runs to Walmart, he spent over $300 on me.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that will never experience.
I mean, I've had people give me 20s and 10s, help me get through the day. But that right there, he outfitted me. He bought me a tent. All kinds of stuff. I'm like, where am I going? You didn't buy me a truck to pull all this shit.
But see, that's the thing. Some people will never really experience the joy of giving.
I know. He was Christian. He touched me. He touched me. I can feel it. You can see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
When you meet a person that's been in their eyes, and you want that, you see the glow. They have a certain look that nobody else has. They got God in their soul, in their heart. You can just see it coming out of their eyes. You can feel it. You can feel the aura off them. It surrounds you. It's like warmth. You can feel it.
Yeah, it's a very enjoyable thing to do something for other people like that. A lot of people in our society have never experienced that.
I know.
But some of us do know the feeling of making somebody's day different.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be.
There's a lot of beautiful angels out there that don't have anything to give, but they'll give to you. And there's all these rich men that they're too busy paying this car payment on their Mercedes and insurance and their house and their mansion, and they look at you, spit at you, throw you a couple pennies. God hates ugly.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with having those things. The problem,
no, it's not.
There's nothing wrong with having those things. The problem ain't
you don't look down on somebody.
Yeah.
You don't look down. You don't judge a person.
Well, see, the thing, look.
You walk a mile in their shoes before you judge them.
Well, look,
I dare when these out here, they fucking spit at me and throw pennies at me. I dare them to get out of their vehicle and walk a mile with me. Stay out here a week.
Well,
with
look.
Me. See how.
So
they,
when I give you, when I put this in your hand right here, when I put that in your hand, I'm taking it away from me and my family. Yeah. The problem is, some of these people, they got so much money.
Yeah.
That when they take that's nothing to them.
Remember when the stimulus check come out?
Yeah.
The first one, $1,200. I put the whole check in the bank. When the first time I ever owned a bank account.
Yeah.
I kept out $300.
Yeah.
I went out finding people because I was staying in a rehab in Newport Richie.
That's crazy up there.
Steps to Recovery.
Yeah, it's bad up there.
It's a beautiful program. Beautiful program.
Okay, what's it called?
Steps to Recovery.
Steps to Recovery in Pasco.
Newport Richie. Yeah,
Newport Richie, Pasco County. I've worked out there a lot. Yeah.
But anyway, it's a beautiful program. The people that run it, man, are honest. They got 5 houses. Beautiful houses. And anyhow, the first stimulus check, they helped me get my check started, helped me get my Social Security check, helped me get everything, my ID and all that. I'm living in a beautiful house. Go to a couple of meetings. So what? I was enjoying it. I was loving it. I was giving and I was receiving. I was learning. And I kept $300 out of my first stimulus check. I went around the first person I met. I was going to Walmart to buy a couple things. And there's a guy sleeping up next to the baskets and it's starting to rain. He was cold. Big guy, kind of like you. He's in the corner shivering. He didn't have no blanket, nothing. Went and tapped him on the foot. I kept out $300 out of that stimulus check, just to go out and give out $300
Yeah.
to anybody that needed it. You know, because I was in a program. I was safe, covered, you know, and I planned on being there a while. Anyway, I said, sir, he looked at me. He was young, about your age. And he goes, what? I said, you're cold, you're shivering. I said, you ain't got a sleeping bag or a blanket? No. I said, here, I tell you, I said, I gave him $220. I gave him $40. I said, we're gonna get you some clothes, you know, get you a sleeping bag. Now, before the night was over, I handed out $300 to whoever needed it. 20 here, 20 there, you know, 40 there, 60 there. You know, a lady had sitting behind the gas station, looking like she ain't took a shower. Get your room. Here's $80. You know, but I planned to have it. You know what? That $300 was gone before the sun went down. But within 2 weeks, I had $600 back. God gave it double back to me. He gave me.
But that Pasco County, man, the misery in that county, man, I've seen some people out there. I've given people food out there, and they told me they ain't eating. They eat it like this, man.
Yeah.
They put their mouth. The misery that I've seen in Pasco County is some of the worst misery I've seen in this country.
Yeah.
I've seen people there where you give them a hamburger and they eat it like this.
Yeah, they shove it down.
They shove it down their mouths. You know,
Yeah.
well, that person hasn't eaten in days, man.
Yeah.
There's some misery in that Pasco County, man.
Yeah. Well, there's misery everywhere, but hey, it's worse in some spots than it is in others.
Yes, sir, it is. I know we said this was supposed to be short, but I mean, it's
All
hard.
of them, yeah.
You're so interesting. It's hard to let go. I really enjoy talking to you. It's very enjoyable talking to you.
Throw some nuts
I'm
in
gonna
there.
let you go, man. It's been a pleasure. Let me get my mic back.
Okay, we'll grab it.
Yes, sir. It was supposed to be a short interview, but you are you're very good at talking. You're very entertaining. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to listen to you.
I'm just speaking the truth.
Yeah. So,
And this is gonna help me so much.
yeah. I mean, when I give something to somebody, I'm taking it from me in my house. There's people that they're gonna die. They're gonna die, and they're not gonna be able to spend all their money.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money they
When I
got.
get my check is supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
On its way, it's on holiday. It should already be there.
Yeah.
See, I spend it. I'm broke within a week
Yeah.
because I don't like drinking alone, and I party. I'll go get a room. Get a room, and go over there. And he gets a check too, but he gets his on third, so I'll carry him to third, and he'll carry me to third. So we're brothers from different mothers.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure to meet you, sir. It really has.
My name's Dallas.
Mr. Dallas, it's been a pleasure to meet you, sir.